Okay. Hola, bienvenidos, bienvenidas. That means welcome. My name is Paloma Cervantes. I am a curandera, which is a Mexican healer, a Mexican shaman. First of all, I'm very happy to be here. And I was preparing to do a prayer, and then when I realized what time is it, I didn't do the prayer. So let's do the prayer together. If you want, you can have your eyes open, your eyes closed, however you want. I have here my herbs for the prayer. So, Grandfather Creator, Grandmother Creator, thank you for this beautiful day or night, wherever you are. Thank you for the opportunity and the technology to get together in this way, to share knowledge, to share experiences. I am very happy for this, and I thank you, Grandfather Creator, Grandmother Creator, Mother Earth, all of our ancestors, our spirit animals, our protectors. So welcome, everyone. Before we start, let's start with the rules. I have two rules. Number one, be happy. Why that? Spiritual practices, sometimes I see that some of us take it too seriously. So yes, it's a serious thing, but it's important to be happy. When we are happy, we raise that vibration, we open our heart, and everything leads up internally, externally. So let's be happy. And rule number two is going to be respectful. So we all are sons and daughters of Mother Earth, and because we're brothers and sisters, we should be very respectful and loving to each other. Let me tell you a little bit before we start with any questions or anything about Curanderismo. And I'm not going to go into big detail about it, but the word Curanderismo is in Spanish and comes from the word in Spanish, curar. If you translate that in English, that means to heal. So a curandera or a curandero will be the person that heals. And we call it Curanderismo. I am from Mexico. I was born and raised there. And we call it Curanderismo now. But it's way older than when the Spaniards came to Mexico. When they came, we merged a lot of our culture with their culture. And in that merging, we also use the word curandera. In different parts of Mexico, we use different names to call a curandera or curandero. But for the purposes of today, we are going to use the word curandera because I'm a woman. But, you know, for men it's curandero. And curandera and curanderismo is going to be about this ancient tradition of Mexico, regardless if it was before or after we use that word, okay? So one more thing before we go into questions is I want to make clear from my experience, from my point of view, there's no right or wrong way to do anything in curanderismo. So let me give you an example. Let's say that I am going to make a sandwich and I love avocado. So I'm going to put a lot of avocado in my sandwich. And this other person is going to make a sandwich and that person does not like avocado, so doesn't put avocado in the sandwich. Which sandwich is going to be the right sandwich? There is no right or wrong because everything is very personal. So for me, the right sandwich will be the one with the avocado. For the other person will be the one without the avocado. With that approach, I want you to approach tonight. I want you to come with an open heart, with the idea or the knowledge that there's no right or wrong. It's just an exchange of ideas. I would like to share my experiences. We are in the year 2020, and I have been working and doing Limpias since oh my God, sorry, because my English, how do you say 19? Oh, thank you. 1986. Sometimes it's hard to go from one language to the other. So tonight is about limpias or spiritual cleansings. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask your questions. If you don't have any questions, I have a couple of questions that people already asked before we started. Let me start with one of those questions I have here. Let's say, oh, check this out. This is from Natalie. Thank you for your question, Natalie, and hello. Do everyone practice Curanderismo a little differently? Well, I already said that question, but let me go a little bit deeper. Because Curanderismo is the art of healing. Each person has their own ways, right? It's like making a recipe. Each person is going to do it a little different. So yes, the answer will be every person a little different. I was teaching a class not long ago about feathers, how to prepare them, how to activate them, how to use them for healing and all that. Although every student had the same instructions or recipe, when they finished preparing their feathers, they were totally different. All of them were beautiful. All of them work amazingly. I couldn't choose which one I liked the best. And all of them were healing feathers. So, of course, it's going to be a little different. And I will encourage everyone to learn from everyone, not just stick. Well, it depends on your choices and what you want to do. But I will say, not just stick to one teacher until you feel that I need to be here, but learn from everyone, and from books, and from teachers, and from movies and videos and all that, and learn about everything, not just one thing. If you feel inside that you have the call, let's say that you want to learn curanderismo and become a curandera, but you also want to learn how to cook, go ahead, because you don't know if in the future you're going to merge that, right? So everything that you feel a deep calling inside, go ahead and do it. Okay, let's go to the next question. It's also from Natalie, and it's very, very important, I think, this question. Are there certain ways and types that are more effective than others? So what I'm guessing is that she's asking, are there certain ways and types of spiritual cleansings, because tonight is about spiritual cleansings, more effective than others? There are so many ways to perform a cleansing, and with so many spiritual tools that, yes, there are many different types. Are there more effective than others? I will say some of them are for, let's say somebody is depressed or has anxiety. Another person has a lot of negativity because has problems maybe with the husband. So because they're for different things, I cannot say what is more effective than other, because there are so many ways. But also depends on the recipient. I call it the client, right? So some people are more willing to put an effort on working on themselves. Other people are expecting that you do the magic and you do everything. And let me tell you, it's not like that. When you go to a ceremony, to a consultation with a curandera, it's a teamwork. The person that is the client needs to put an effort and make an effort in following instructions or things like that. So let me go back to the question. Is it more effective than other? I can use, let's say, my feathers on one person for a broken heart and from another person from a broken heart, and the result is going to be totally different because it depends a lot on the recipient. So with that say, I will also say, try everything until you find what really works for you. Let's see. There's another question here, and I'm going to read it. This is from Monica. Monica, thank you for your question. It says, this is a long question, but it's meaningful to me. When I was 7 or 8 years, I was so sick, I don't even remember the ailments because the cure was more interesting. I remember my Nana passing a friend at the market, and her friend gave a remedio to help me. Let me tell you, remedio in English is remedy. She told my Nana to have me stand on concrete, barefoot, right at 12 p.m. when the sun is directly above our heads, and she was to wet my feet with the water hose. Then she says, does anybody know what's that about? I remember I was so much better shortly afterward. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I read so slowly that I lost track of it. I was trying to read to you in English so you can understand, but the person that needs to understand is me. Okay. When I was 7 or 8, I was sick, and honestly, I don't even remember the ailments because the cure was more interesting. I remember my Nana passing a friend at the market, and her friend gave her a remedy to help me. She told my Nana to have me stand on concrete barefoot right at 12 o'clock when the sun is directly above our heads, and she was to wet my feet with the water hose. So she's asking if we know this. I don't know what she was doing. I don't know what is the sickness that Monica had when she was a little kid. But I can tell you that if I will say to somebody to stand up in the concrete bare feet at noon, maybe that person has what we call in Curanderismo una enfermedad de frío, which translates like a cold sickness, and you want them to be bringing the sun in para calentar el frío, to warm the cold sickness. Right? We have sicknesses that are cold and sicknesses that are hot. So that will be my guess, because it's at midday and barefoot and standing on the concrete. And then it says she wetted with the water hose, that I don't know what for. So Monica, I'm sorry, that's as much as I can answer about this question. Let's move to another question. And do we have any questions over there? Yeah, you want to write it or you want to tell me? I have a beautiful assistant on the other side. I have more questions here, but okay, so, she's writing the question, so let's wait a moment. And let me tell you, she's writing it down because she's wearing a mask, we're social distancing, and I don't understand anything that she says when she has that mask on. Okay. Oh. Oh, when she writes that, I don't understand that question. Can you dispel any myths to those that believe? Curanderismo. Oh. Can you dispel any myths to those that believe curanderismo is witchcraft? And the person has a hard time explaining to your friends. What is the name of this person?
Roxy.
Roxy, sweetie, I don't understand your question. I'm sorry. Can you dispel?
Can you say myth?
I'm waiting for my helper, my assistant, to let me know what is another way for this.
Can you say why Curanderismo is not witchcraft?
Oh, okay. So why curanderismo? Well, the question is, can you dispel any myths to those that believe curanderismo is witchcraft? Can you what? No, you. What you said to.
Give reasons to why.
Oh, get reasons why curanderismo is not witchcraft. Oh, so if I understand right, and Roxy, please answer over there, you want me to give you some ideas what to tell somebody that is giving you a hard time about curanderismo and is saying that curanderismo is witchcraft, correct? Yes. But first of all, is everything can be used for good and bad, right? So if you have a pencil, and I say this all the time in my classes because one of my teachers told me this, and I think it's so beautiful the way she explained it. If you have a pencil, and with that pencil you can write the most beautiful poetry ever in the universe. And with that pencil, you can grab that pencil and grab it like this and go and stab somebody or poke somebody on the eye. And that will be a very harmful weapon. So with that say, anything can be used for bad, everything can be used for good. It depends on the person. There's a lot of people that try to do bad, not only with curanderismo, but with many, many different things. There's a lot of fear, and there's a lot of fear-induced things. I receive all the time messages like, this curandero was helping me and says, if I don't do this, it's going to harm me, and things like that. So there's curanderos that are really, from my point of view, not doing their best, but each person has their own ways to work. And I'm thinking, give me a second to think what you can say. I don't know what is the people around you, what are they saying, but you can tell them the thing about the pencil. And you can tell them, this is what is for me curanderismo, and this is the curanderismo that I teach. It's an ancient tradition that has been in Mexico, has been there for thousands of years and survived everything. Survived people invading Mexico, survived modernization and everything, because it's a tradition of love and respect. When we are into the love, respect, and compassion, then our connection to God, if you want to say God, grandfather, creator, grandmother, creator, is so strong that that love and that compassion and that like high vibration goes everywhere, and is when the healings are happening. So you can do healings And we do many things in our practices and in our classes, but the thing that I see the most is that we send the love like that, people receive the love and have a very beautiful big change inside themselves. So what you can tell your loved ones is, or the people that are giving you a hard time, yes, it can be used for bad, it can be used for good, as everything, but the core Curanderismo is a tradition of love and respect in which we is very old. So it is based on observation. I was going to say we observe Mother Nature, we observe the cosmos, and out of those observations, we bring it and we use it for healing. So we believe as outside is inside. You have heard as above, so below, as below, so above, as within, so without, as without, so within. So we copy what we see outside and we apply it in ourselves because we are a whole universe. And if we apply the ways nature heals herself, that is not witchcraft. That is a tradition of understanding, observation, of love. In Curanderismo, we do everything is together. We believe everything is related. So if I have knee pain, I'm not just going to go in my knee. I'm going to check my emotions, my state of mind, my diet, if I'm exercises. Everything is together. There's a big part of Curanderismo that is mostly about energies and spirits, and that part can very well be misunderstood by people that they haven't experienced this or they don't know anything about this. So when you are approaching something that you don't know, the first thing that we do is this, right? Because we don't know, we put the fear there. So also, I will say, try to find in your area somebody that has a, how you say, thinking in Spanish and talking in English. Somebody that has a ceremony that is open to everyone, and go see them. You can go and see the dancers, the Aztec dancers, and see how beautiful it is, the connection with the wind, with the fire, with spirit, with Mother Earth. So if they're giving you like a super hard time and they have nothing to do with you, look for other friends. But if you want to, if they are close family and friends, if you want to, look for something that you can introduce them a little, and then they can judge by themselves. I hope this helps you. Do we have oh yes, Diane. Hi, Diane. Oh, this is her question. Does limpias refer to cleansing a person and their energy, or can it refer to cleansing an object or the energy of a room, for example? That is a very good question. Thank you so much. The word limpia means to cleanse. It's in Spanish. So it is about doing a limpia. A limpia ceremony is energetically cleansing, and it can be a person, it can be a house, a business, a car. Let's say that you buy a car that has been used, a used car. You know, you can do a cleansing in the car, cleansing and blessing. But not only is for people and objects or houses, it is also for pets and plants. Do a cleansing in your garden and see how the plants grow differently. There are different kinds of limpias, and they are done with many different things. You can use spiritual waters. You can use, let's put a little bit more of copal. You can cleanse with a smoke like this. You can cleanse with an egg, with herbs, with rocks or crystals. There are so many ways. So cleansing is about removing negative energy. Everything has energy, so you can cleanse everything. Let me go to the next question. And this is from Johnny. Thank you, Johnny, for your question. And it says, during a cleansing, during a cleansing, are we to ask for guidance?
From our ancestors or spirits?
Okay. During a cleansing, are we to ask for guidance from our ancestors and our spirits? Wow, what a wonderful question. What? Where does it? Oh, that would be another question. Can you write the second question there? Let's go one by one. So during a cleansing, yes, a cleansing is removal of negative energy, of energy that is stagnated, so you want the energy to flow nicely, or energy that is flowing too much and you want to be regulated. So because it's energy and because we work in the energetic field, you want to call your ancestors, your angels, your protectors, your spirit animals, everyone to help you, because they help strong in that realm, in the spirit realm, which is the realm also of the energy. So the energy is reflected here and is reflected in the spiritual realm. If you have like a ton of helpers in the spiritual realm, and then you have here, let's say, your incense and your herbs and all that. So this is the person that you're cleansing. You're coming like this and coming like this, and that is what I call a sandwich healing. You're coming from everywhere to bring the healing. So yes, the answer is yes. You call everyone. If you don't know who are your ancestors, who are your spirit animals, your protectors, they know who you are. So you do your prayer, open your heart, and in a very humble way. And one thing that is very, very important, we don't do anything without the other person knowing. We have to have the permission. Otherwise, that will be witchcraft. And then, yes, curanderismo will be witchcraft in that sense, right? So you need to have the permission for the person to do the healing or the spiritual cleansing or limpia or whatever it is. Because imagine, how do you feel if somebody is working energetically on you without you knowing? It's disrespectful, right? So it's important to call your ancestors, your protectors, and all that, but it's also important that you ask the person that you're doing the cleansing, you ask for permission, and you ask them to ask their ancestors and their protectors and their power animals. So in that way, you're bringing two teams into the ceremony. And the other question is, where does the healing come from? I don't know if I understand very well the question, but where does the energy for the healing So if it is where does the energy from the healing come from, we are beings that are made out of energy. And we are connected to everything. So the energy for the healing comes from everywhere. But when you ask Grandfather Creator, Grandmother Creator, Mother Earth for help, then that energy is coming from there as well. And each one, if you ask the directions, spirits of the east, of the south, of the west, of the north, they are bringing that energy as well. And let's say that each energy, specializes in something. The energy that is coming from the east is about the new beginnings, right? So if somebody's having a hard time and is going through a transition, you want to help that person in bringing the new beginnings. So you pray to the spirits of the East. Let's say the spirits of the West is about healing, transformation, letting go. So if a person needs to get well, then you pray to the spirits of the West. My case, I pray to all of them, right? Just to make sure, because sometimes I don't know what the person wants. So I want to play safe. I pray to all of them. I ask for permission. I ask blessings. And I don't want to put my humanness into the cleansing or the healing. I want to be a helper. I want to provide the space, provide the help for the healing to happen. And I don't want to be thinking, oh, this person needs this, because I really don't know what the person needs. The only person, only spiritual beings that know are their own protectors and ancestors. There's another question here. Can you do a cleansing on yourself? Ali, thank you for the question. It's a very good question. Yes, of course. Yes, you can do a limpia on yourself, a cleansing on yourself. And this is very, very important. When you have a bad day, just come and do a cleansing on yourself. When, or even if you have a beautiful day, just cleanse yourself very often, because in that way you don't allow the negative energy to be building up on yourself. In my case, when people come to see me for limpias, it's like, whoa, why didn't you come like a month or 2 or 3 months ago? Right? Usually when they write something, it's like 10 years ago, this happened. And since then, I have been feeling this way, this way, this way. So the energy is accumulating. The best thing to do is right away do the healing on yourself or the cleansing on yourself. Any way you can, and if you don't know, any way you can feel it. And if you don't feel and you don't know anything, you can get something like this. This is, I have charcoal in there, and here I have copal. So copal is a resin. You can use any resin, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood. So you put a little bit like that, and you see how the smoke starts coming out. You can go and you can cleanse your house. And I'm not going to tell you all the technique. We don't have time for that. But if you're praying and calling your ancestors, your protectors, that would be good. Then you go like this, and you go everywhere. Let's say that you have pain in some area, headache, right? You go like that, stomach ache, or you can go like this, but do it with a lot of love. So this is the thing that I see, especially when I train curanderos, is they want to take the sickness like if it was something wrong, something bad. The sickness is just your body talking to you and letting you know that something is wrong. So if your body is so wonderful and so, how you say that word in English? Like, so, I cannot find the word in English, but if your body is so nice to let you know that something is wrong, why not approach the sickness with love? So you can say like, oh, thank you, body, for letting me know that I ate something that is not good and my body is having pain. Help me remove the energy stagnated or disturbing my stomach. And then you can go like this. You can go also on the back, and I'm not going to say this is enough to heal stomach. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it doesn't, because everything is connected with the body, with the mind, with emotions, and with the spirit. But with this, you're starting with the spiritual aspect, and that will create like a ripple effect, and it will be reflected in the body. Or maybe you start saying, hey, I feel very angry. And maybe that being so angry is creating this conflict in your stomach. So everything is together. I thought, I think I answered that question. There's the next question. It says, can Olympia help to clear an energetic cord? Yes, of course. Energetic cords, as I said, we are beings of energy, so we connect with everything. And right now, you guys are connected with me. And I strongly suggest that when we finish this talk, you disconnect with me. How are you going to disconnect? You don't need to do Olympia, but if the energetic cord, which I will answer the question in a moment, can be very old and very strong, then you need to do a cleansing, right? But for us, all you're going to do is imagine that we are connected in many, many lines of energy, and just with your hands, you can cut those cords, or if you have incense or something like that, but let's say you don't have anything. Just with your hands, when we are done, we're going to disconnect. Let me go back to the question. Can Olympia help to clear an energetic cord? So when the energetic cord is very thick or very old, yes, you need Olympia. And if that doesn't work, then you need a ceremony that is called cut the cords. If that doesn't work, then you need something like a soul retrieval and cutting the cords. And what soul retrieval is when we go through a very difficult trauma, we lose a little piece of our soul. Let's say that my mom passes away and I don't feel like listening to music anymore. So the things that we used to like, we don't like it anymore. And it is believed because that piece of the soul went away. So as a curandera, we go there, we bring the piece, we do the cleansing, we cut the cords, we seal the aura, and then you're good to go. So sometimes we need more than one ceremony to do something, but I will start by cutting the cords like this and just doing a cleansing. And let me go to the next question. What made you, Ari, thank you for the question. What made me go into Curanderismo? Oh my God, that is a good question. Let's say that I had no choice. Let's put it that way. Because I studied biology, I wanted to be a scientist. And my mom used to, see what you're going to do. So I was born and raised into a family like this, into this. What made me go into that, it happened many, many things. I tried to run away from it, but it was kind of not possible. Wherever I turned, something happened, and then I was. And now I step into my destiny, we can say, into my power, and I'm the happiest person on earth. I super love it. Virginia, hola Virginia. I hope I'm pronouncing well. I have heard from various curanderas different perspectives on charging for a ceremony. What are your thoughts? That's a very good question. Very, very good question. And this is something that I always talk to my students because they have a hard time charging. In the old times, there was no money. But there was always an exchange for something. If somebody does something to you, you feel like you want to give them something, right? So this is the same. I have people that come and say, I don't want to pay. That feels not good and all that. I just give them my grocery shopping list. I do believe that. If you, how you say this? If you, let me find the words in English. I don't know why my mind is in Spanish today. But to become a curandera, let's start from the beginning. To become a curandera now is very different. Now I hear that people go 2 weeks on a summer class or a weekend and they become a curandera, right? But in the old times, or here in my school, the students come from years until they are ready. If you invest so much time, so much money, so much energy, so many hours of practice, this is a profession. Why are you going to give your profession for free? This is your way of living your life. I know there's a lot of curanderas that are curanderas on the weekends, right? And we have a teacher that says that's a chicken shaman. That's the way they say it in Nepal. But curandera that is full-time curandera, why not is going to charge? Is her work, is her experience, is her expertise. Now, this is my experience. When I give away classes and when I give away consultations for people that really cannot pay, don't have the means, and they really need the class or the healing and all that, in my experience, those are ones that they don't do their homework, they don't treat the tradition with respect, they feel entitled for all these things. So if you're running into these that you want to charge and people are saying curanderas don't charge, look for different kind of people that respect you, respect your work. Now, if you are the person that you feel not okay that a curandera charges, because that's the other side, right? Then I don't know what to say. I think look inside yourself. Do you go to the mechanic and ask to fix your car for free, or to the hospital to do a surgery for free? So it's the same thing. This is our job. This is our way of living our life. And it's a beautiful way. We work a lot. So approach the curandera, the curandero with respect. And as always, as I said before, everything can be the two side, it can be bad and good. I know there are curanderos that are abused. I know there are mechanics that are abused. I know that there are people in all sorts of trades that are very abusive. So it's up to you to follow your God, your intuition, your instinct, and choose a curandera, a curandero that you resonate, that has principles, that has morals, that has experience, and things like that. Same as if you're going to have a surgery, you want to have the best doctor, not somebody that is thinking about studying about medicine, right? Go for the best to get the best results. And because this is a profession from spirit, you not only are approaching the curandera, you're approaching all the helpers, all the, we can say God, the angels, the protectors, your ancestors, my ancestors, everywhere. So always come with an open heart, a good intention. With that vibration, you will be vibrating here high instead of low, and then you will attract a wonderful curandera into your life, or curandero. One more question, James. Hi, James. Thank you for joining us. What is a good daily practice for a curandero to start the day? Oh, that's a beautiful question. Beautiful, beautiful. The very first thing, I will tell you what we do in our practices with our students. So when we wake up, before we get up, we try to raise the energy. So what we do is we just think about beautiful things or gratitude things. That will raise your vibration. Then after that, if you can do some breathing exercises to ground you and put you in a spiritual mode, and then let me think what I can share very shortly, because our practices to explain it, they are very, very long. But what you can do is you can grab some herbs and send your prayer, feeling happiness, and sending your prayer to all the directions, to Grandfather Creator, Grandmother Creator, Mother Earth, spirits of all directions, your ancestors, your protectors, your spirit animals, and ask them to be with you, that you can feel them. That it will be a short practice, that it will bring your energy up. And also I will include that something like make me see the beauty in everyone and everything, and things that are not in harmony and love, that I can see them right away, so I can remove myself from those places. And when you go to sleep, I will say, try to find at least one word of a beautiful, beautiful word of describing the day. Let's say that you have a terrible day, but you need to find that word, a word of gratitude, of happiness, of peace. One question here, Ari, how does one know they are meant to do curanderismo, or can anyone do it? Very good questions. Let's start with the first one. How does one know they are meant to do curanderismo? This is what I have seen. When you feel that something is not okay, but you cannot pinpoint it, and when you start looking for something, but you don't know what it is, and you start looking here, here, and there, and you feel attracted, or you have a dream or something, and then you may discover maybe it's curanderismo. And when you go to a ceremony or a cleansing, or you met a curandero and you go to a class or something, and you feel that you are at home, that is when you know I won't say meant to be to do curanderismo forever, but you're meant to do curanderismo in that moment in your life. Maybe curanderismo is just a stepping stone, so you will open another path that is more beautiful to you, or maybe curanderismo is your path. But if you feel attracted, it doesn't mean that you have the commitment. Just go and try it. If you try it, what if you love it and you're super happy? And if you don't try it, you will never know. So how does one know they are meant to do? I answered that part, but I also want to add, if you word it like that, you're meant to do is a lot of responsibility, because that sounds like for the rest of your life you're going to do this, and life is so beautiful, full of so many things. I will take it in a shorter term. How does one know they are meant to do curanderismo right now? So right now, enjoy it. If that right now turns like me into forever and I'm enjoying it, then good. But then you don't have that weight of, oh, this is my ways, and this is what I do. Just enjoy, just be happy. This is a very happy, happy tradition. You have no idea how much we laugh all the time. Can anyone do it? Yes. Curanderismo is for everyone. So I know that some people said, I have a gift, I have the blessing, I want to develop my abilities. I think everybody has the blessing, because we are daughters and sons of grandfather creator, grandmother creator, or father creator, mother earth. We as humans, we all have that right to learn how to heal ourselves. So it's not that it's for a super special person. Of course, there are people that are better than others. Like if you're going to run a marathon and train for a marathon, maybe your friend is faster than you, as much as you try to go and run fast. But in my experience, it is for everyone. All that you need to have is an open heart, a positive attitude, and dedication. If you don't practice, you will never feel what it is. And I see it here. I have a school, and people come to school and they take notes. They close the notebook and they open the notebook next time they come. There are other people, they take class, they take their notes, they practice, and when they come back, I see a different person, and I can see the aura vibrating stronger, the heart vibrating stronger, and then the health problems start going away. If they are in depression, sadness starts going away, and they have this kind of a spark in their eyes, and they have this smile when they do their practices. And then I know they are in the right path. But as I said, that's the right path for now. That path may be forever, but at least if you are feeling that happiness is now, live the now. It's more important to live the now and not so much the past or the future. The part of the Curanderismo tradition is teaching us how to enjoy every moment in the now. This is the last question that I will answer because it's almost time to finish. So, what prayer do you say when you are doing a cleansing? Okay, when I teach the class about cleansing, I give like a very long prayer. They can follow it, but let me tell you, the best prayer is what I call the prayer that is alive, the prayer that is coming in that moment. Because if you learn a prayer, you just go, and you're not putting any feeling on that. So if you want to be a very good curandero, curandera, I will say, do a prayer that is coming in your heart in that moment. The bullet points that I will say need to be on a prayer. Ask for help from above, below, around your guide, your spiritual guides, your protectors, your ancestors, your spirit animals. Present yourself who you are. I will say, it's me, Paloma. I'm praying to you, Grandfather Creator, Grandmother Creator. I'm praying for my ancestors for help so they can guide me in helping this person to gain spiritual healing that is reflected in the physical, emotional, mental realm. You can say something like, if you're using Copal, I am asking the spirit of Copal to talk to me, to become one with me. So when I put the Copal in the sacred fire, this sacred smoke is healing smoke, is cleansing smoke. And then you go like that with all the elements that you have in your altar. So that will be the prayer. Also, in the prayers, I also include, if anybody anywhere in the world or the universe needs a cleansing like this, please, Grandfather Creator, Grandmother Creator, allow that this energy goes all the way to them. So you're always also praying for other people that may need healings like that, and then you give thanks. And it's very important also to pray that your protectors come and stay with you as well when you are doing that cleansing, and you're protecting the space, you're protecting the person, you're protecting yourself. With that said, that's the last question. Thank you very much. If you have more questions, I guess you can send some emails. We'll try to do some videos answering some questions. No, we'll try. We will. We have been doing that. So let's do our goodbye prayer. And you can close your eyes. You can keep your eyes open as you wish. Take a deep breath or two. Abuelito creador, abuelita creadora, grandfather creator, grandmother creator. Thank you for this beautiful opportunity that we have today, for all those wonderful questions, for all those wonderful people that join us today in this event. And I'm very grateful for the questions and for the interest. My prayer years ago was that something happens so this tradition doesn't get lost because it was dying. And now I cannot tell you how many times I have tears of gratitude that the new generation and other people are looking forward to learn these techniques, these practices, this way of life. So Grandfather Creator, Grandmother Creator, Madrecita Tierra, Mother Earth, and our spirits, guides, and protectors, spirit animals from all the directions, our ancestors. Thank you also for blessing us today and being here with us. And I want to wish everybody a beautiful evening, day. And let's do one more thing. So we're going to cut the cords. Remember, we're connected with many lines of energy, and we want to disconnect. Noel, Diane, everybody that was here, my beautiful assistant over there, thank you for being here. Let's cut the cords. Imagine that you have many, many lines and just cut it with your hands. Keep your aura very strong, very beautiful, full of love, but disconnected. We can love each other, but be disconnected. So have a beautiful, beautiful evening, day. See you next time. Mateo.